Hello and welcome back to the Audio Jungle podcast, where the guests are my friends and my friends are the viewers. However, today I got a little surprise for you all. I am not with anyone. It is just me. It is just me. Because I was thinking, okay, so here's what happened. There was a plan. There were guests. And if you've watched the previous video, you know there were guests. There was going to be Ryder, Race, and then maybe even Robert. However, everyone's busy, and we are nearing the end of the channel, and we got a tight ship to run here. All right, over at Wumbio Studios, we got a tight little thing going on, and so I was like, I need to get one of these out, so then the video after this current video can go up, and then after that video, the final podcast can go up, and then the final video. But this single podcast, the one you're watching right now, or listening to, has been a pain to do, and has been, like, rescheduled, like, 3 times, because, people are busy. Boof's a busy group. Everyone's got jobs, everyone's got shit going on. Race was doing school. He was doing Big Wyoming University, and then Ryder's foaming at the mouth with a bottle of vodka. So busy. Everyone's busy. So I was like, you know what? We've never had one where it's just us. Wumbio to Wumblet. We've never had one. We've never had a little talk. So I thought, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just do it. Let's mix it up. You've seen them before. You've seen me before. However, you've never seen me alone before. And that's a whole different ballpark. Getting into it. Guys, I'm a little nervous. This is weird. Also, hold on, to preface, I had people I could have contacted for this. There could have been guests, alright? This is not a sad, last, desperate attempt at making content and everyone's dwindled out, even though that's happened a little bit. But, no, this was by choice, alright? I know people who are free right now, however, and this is something that never gets noticed, is, like, the way I plan these out are very specific. Even, like, the way I create a thumbnail, I create that thumbnail knowing the thumbnail after or before that and how it will look next to the other videos to just make it overall appealing. And, like, I don't think anyone else does that. The point I'm trying to make is, like, I had a very specific, there was a reason it was Ryder and Race. Because I was like, you know what? Because the last podcast, if you watched the last one, it was Will, it was Jerry, it was Robert, and it was Nick. And those are like some of the current core members. But then I was like, you know what? Let's go back in time for the final solo one. Let's go back in time with Robert and not Robert. Ryder and Race, because they're like the OGs. So we'll end on that. But then, so, like, and I don't think anyone notices that shit, like, at all. So, that's why I was like, you know what, this doesn't matter, I'm just gonna do one, it'll be fun, because, like, yeah, I have it all very curated, is what I'm trying to say, and, we've stuck to that plan, pretty well. There's been a few times where we've had to switch things up, like right now. However, I think we've run a pretty good little thing here. Yeah. But yeah, there's a lot more that goes into the Wumbio productions and the way and order they come out, that no one notices. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? This doesn't matter. This literally matters to only me. No one is gonna care what the thumbnail looks like next to the other thumbnail. That's absurd. So, yeah, we're at the end of the road. Fuck it, whatever. we are here. We are doing it. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna have fun. All right. Anyways, guys, let's talk. I got a little list here of stuff I came up this morning with. I got a Letterboxd account now. I don't know what you, if any of you know what that is, really. But for anyone who doesn't know, it's social media, but for people who like movies. It is just to kind of log and review movies, and you can create lists of your favorites or of whatever you want. And yeah, it's just fun, and I've been using it a lot. It's made me remember, oh shit, that movie exists. I should watch that. So I've been doing that a lot lately, and I thought I'd take you guys down a little road of my letterbox. So just giving you guys a visual here. Not really. Don't look at the screen, but just telling you. We have. I need to breathe. Hold on. Okay, we have for my top 4 favorite movies. We got, and this is not really in any particular order of those 4. It's just the top 4 in general. We got Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. We got Signs by M. Night Shyamalan. We got Baby Driver, and we got Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. The second one specifically, I don't know why, I just like that one more. But that's my top 4. However, that was not my top 4 when I downloaded the app. In place of Baby Driver and Signs, I had Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, and 9, which, like, 4 people know about, but I guess if you know me, you know that movie. But then I was like, you know what? I need a better one. I need a better list. Because I went to an orientation recently for my university, and it's people, there was a little hour where you sit down with people who are taking your same major, and you just kind of talk about the major and talk with each other. And everyone's talking about their letterbox, and someone asked me what my top 4 was, and I kind of just dodged the question because I was like not proud of my like super mainstream, half superhero filled blockbuster favorite lists. But also, you know, that shit's good for the most part. I mean, I'm talking about like okay, the 4 I picked minus 9 maybe are good movies. Those are all like considered good movies. However, I think I gotta appease the majority, not the minority, the majority here, and I gotta pick some other little stuff. I almost put The Social Network on this top 4 because I was like, that movie I like a lot, but then I was like, I don't think I would sit down and watch The Social Network over Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Like, one of those is, I would say, objectively more exciting than the other. There's like, okay, the scene where Andrew Garfield yells at Mark Zuckerberg, that is one scene equivalent to the entirety of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse of excitement. So like, both are really good movies, don't get me wrong, but I think I'm like, okay, if I really thought about it, I don't think I'd put The Social Network on my top 4 movies ever. But what I did to kind of just log my I logged my past favorites. I did like, I don't know if anyone cares about this. I did like 10-year-old me's top 10, 50-year-old me's top 15, 20-year-old me's top 20, just to see the evolution. And then that's where I shoved in like 9 in Lord of the Rings and The Social Network. And then I got a top 100. And then I also got movies where the title / concept are barely in the film. And I would like to run by those with you guys because I'm curious. I think this is purely my opinion and no one else's. So, and this doesn't mean they're bad movies. These are all good movies I'm about to say here, but it's just something I noticed, and it made me think. So, number 1, Beetlejuice is barely in that shit. He is barely in that movie. Oh, you know what I need to add on here? Hold on. SpongeBob. Fucking, what is it called? Out of Water What is it? Where is it? Here we go. SpongeBob, sponge out of water. They are out of water. I have counted for 25 minutes of that entire damn movie. Uh, but yeah, shit like that. So hold on. I'm gonna add this right now. Alright, there it is. Added. Anyways, Beetlejuice. Barely in that shit. It's a Wonderful Life. I know the idea of that movie is to show his life before and after, so you got to show before, so you appreciate it when you're on the second half of the movie. However, I swear it's 15 minutes of him being dead and it's showing what his life would have been like if he wasn't never born. So in conclusion, it's added to the list. Next up, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. This movie is very good, but it is also kind of about nothing. It is it is a lot of meandering, a lot of people walking around, talking to each other. Okay, the reason it's on this list is a big part of this movie. Well, okay, a big part of this movie that it wants you to think is a big part of the movie is the whole Manson family stuff, which is a part of this movie for maybe 15 minutes. So it's not really about that. It kind of wants to be, but it's not. It's good. I like that movie a lot. It's in my top 100s, but it's on the list for that reason. Next up, My Neighbor Totoro. I watched this yesterday. He is not in that shit at all. Barely. There is maybe 20 minutes of Totoro in the full hour and 30-minute runtime. Again, it's good. I'm entertained. I enjoyed everything without Totoro. However, his name's in the title and he's on the poster and he's barely in that shit. So he's on the list. And then yeah, the newest edition, SpongeBob Sponge Out of Water. It's SpongeBob. So yeah, moving on. But yeah, that's guys, follow me on Letterboxd if you have a Letterboxd. I post some funny little reviews sometimes. Last night I also watched the movie Her, which is a very interesting movie. And in case you don't know what it is Joaquin Phoenix falls in love with Alexa basically. And he falls in love with like an AI essentially. However, the AI is voiced by Scarlett Johansson. So, I kind of get it. I kind of get where he's coming from. But, yeah, interesting movie. A lot happens. But I thought it was good, honestly. I thought it was going to be weirder. I've heard it was weirder. And honestly, I watched some weirder shit in the past month. So, it was pretty tame compared to some other stuff I saw. But yeah, an interesting movie, no doubt. I need to stop fiddling with this. Okay, you know the shit that you put on a chip bag or something when it's open? Like the little clamps. I've been messing with that. I messed with it. You'll hear it in the final podcast. You'll hear it in this one. I keep messing with it and it like sounds like silverware. I'm putting it down. I'm putting it down. But are those what those are intended for? What are those for? Because everyone just uses them for chips, right? That's the universal use for those things. Those little metal clamp things. It's just for chips. It's just so your Doritos don't go stale. So I'm curious, is that what those are for? We may never know. Guys, I got a question for you. What's a fictional world you'd want to like just fuck up, like just ruin? All right, I don't know why this is a really funny idea to me, but like yeah, imagine going to like Animal Crossing or like SpongeBob or like I don't even like Elmo, right? Like Sesame Street, and just like showing a meth and then just seeing what happens, like just ruining their economy and their way of life entirely. I just think it would be a funny outcome because they're not real and it wouldn't matter. But like if there was a game where you could like if the next Animal Crossing game was like just not the same at all and you could just like have a gun and like start actual fights between like villagers or something, I think that'd be really funny and I really want to see that. So I ask you all, just think about it. What's a world you'd want to ruin? I think SpongeBob would be good. SpongeBob, I feel like his world gets ruined a lot. Again, going back to that damn Out of Water movie, I think that's the one where there's like a whole like apocalypse because they run out of Krabby Patties or something, and there's like Mr. Krabs in a gimp suit. So we kind of get that. We kind of get that in SpongeBob. However, I think it'd just be funny to just have like a straight nuke and then just see the aftermath. Full Mad Max, spongy road. See what goes down. I just think it'd be interesting. I don't know. It's a messed up thought, but they're not real. It's a sponge, and a star, and a squid, and a crab, and a squirrel. Man, what a show. Anyways, moving on. Man, okay, I'm hoping this is like at least an hour. We're at 16 minutes, and I'm kind of zooming by this shit. We gotta take it slow, guys, cause this is the last time. This is one of the last times you're gonna hear from me. Because I'm dead after this. No, I just mean podcast wise. This is one of the last ones. So we gotta take it slow here. We gotta enjoy our time together. Moving on. I thought I'd take you guys down the road of we touched on it a little bit at the beginning, but the making of some Wumbio stuff. Because there was I talk about this in the next podcast. Guys, I'm gonna ruin the Wumbio magic a little bit. We already kind of filmed the final podcast. However, this one, again, took a really long time to, like, get done and get in the works, so we ended up recording that one before this one. And so this one will come out before that. So good luck following that shit. However, I don't even remember what we were talking about. I remember the making of Wumbio stuff. There was gonna be like an actual behind the scene making of video for like the final movie or something, but we had a tight schedule. I couldn't fit it in. It was gonna be a lot of work, and I wanted to make it cool if I had done it. I'm not good at half-assing stuff. Like, it's like even just school slideshows look way too good sometimes when I would do them. Like, way too like themed out of the wazoo. Fucking I tried way too hard. So yeah, if I had made a Wumbio like behind the scene documentary, that shit would have ripped, but it would have not been in a timely manner. It would have been a fat minute. But yeah, I thought I'd just run down kind of the steps I take to making a Wumbio video. I mean, there's a lot of different types. We got the podcasts, we got the animations, we got the vlogs, we got the random other shit. But like, okay, let's how about we break down one of the animations? How about that? How about we just talk about not a specific one of the movies, but just like overall the idea of how they were made. So, step 1, record the audio. Wawend was crazy because that had so many people in it, so much audio, so much said together, and also it's never in order. It's never done in the order that you think. It's like, okay, there's a line in the final movie done by Ryder as a voiceover for a character that comes at about, I think, 10 minutes into the video. It was literally the last thing I did like 4 days ago. So it is, and the video is like almost an hour long for reference. So like shit is not done in order. we work around it a lot, and then I kind of just have to puzzle piece it together once everything's in. So Wallwind audio specifically was crazy, but normally it's not too much. It's about like five-ish people, six people, doing the voices. I edit it together. I put in the music, and then from there, most things in the world would be done with a storyboard now. That would be the next step, or like just a rough idea. But Wumbio in general is already kind of like a glorified storyboard in the end. Like that's the final product. So instead of doing that, instead of drawing everything out just to draw it again because it's like all me, I just kind of put text down as what it will be and like what the shot will look like and like who's talking in the action. Because I kind of know it once it's in my head. Like I'm trying to think of a shot to like give reference of. Like I don't forget what I want a thing to look like. I remember it for a while. And it just occupies my head. And then so when I see the text, it just reminds me like, oh yeah, that's for that thing in my head. And then I just go off my head. But that is not how you should do it. Because that is, how like autistic people have a superpower, like one good thing they're good at, right? Or like one thing they're like heightenedly good at. Like that's my thing. I can remember not stuff in general, just specifically Wumbio stuff in general. Like I don't have to write it down. I just know it. I know how it's gonna look. For reference, the final like battle with Alan and Brendan, where Alan is like shifting through all his like past loop forms while reaching for Brendan, right? I had that in my head since the Wumbio prequel, which is like a good like 1 or 2 years, I think. So for reference, like that's how long I had that in my head. So then when it finally comes around that I get to work on the actual, the movie, I just write the text as I just kind of gap out a space on where it's gonna take as like Alan shifts through forms or something. You know what? Here's a good example. In the final movie, this pisses me off. I didn't notice this for so long, and it was too late. So in the final movie, the montage. This is Boof Adventure Back. The montage at the end where everyone's like happy and you see where their lives are. There is a text still left over of those like text storyboards I'm telling you about. In the final product, it is still there. You can go, you can look at it. It is where they are looking at the statue of Brendan and Wilson. There's like the sunset. It's like at the very end before it kind of fades out into that scene with me and Will. And I was so used to just seeing that text in there as like, my storyboard to go off. Like just watching it like however so many times while making it. I just got used to it. And so I didn't notice there being text between the background and the foreground of that scene. So behind the statue of Brendan, I think, yeah, it's Brendan. You can just see it says like they all look up at statue or something. So like that is a good visual representation of what I go off of when making those storyboards, and it's still there. It pisses me off that that's in the final movie, such a big mistake like that. And they're never like nicely texted out. They're not small and like nicely formatted. It's just kind of text in like big bold font that like, because I'm like, it doesn't matter, no one's gonna see it. However, this time they did. And but no one said anything yet, which is very weird. It's such a big error. It's probably the biggest error in any Wumbio video. The closest other one is I think in Wallwind there's a frame when Robert's singing his song of like there, but it's so quick. It's way less noticeable than this one. It just says like Robert walks sideways on beach side view or something. And so that's another one. So yeah, that's kind of how I do the storyboards. That was a long explanation for that. And then we move on to the animation. I do the animation. Takes a while, hurts my head, but then it's done. Everything looks right. Then I add in like special effects or like lens flare or like any filter that a scene needs. So I add that all after. I usually add sound effects after. I should always do it beforehand. That is the way it should be done, but I don't do it. I just don't like to, because I just am eager to get to like the animation. So I just am like, I'll come back to the sound effects, and then it's like a whole day of me just being like, warp noise.mp3, and I type, and then I like download it. I try to convert it. I get like a virus, and then I have to go to a different MP3 converter, and then it like, yeah, so it's a whole thing getting the sound effects in. Um but yeah, and then holy shit, the software that I use is dog. It is the worst thing ever. It crashes constantly. Pretty much anything you do on it will make it freeze, and you just kind of have to wait. It could be because two of my hard drives are completely filled to the brim with Wumbio content, but it's also just the shittiest editing software ever, and it has constant problems. It updates like it has like a new version like every other week, and then it changes nothing. It just like, there'll be a problem, and then the update will fix the problem, and then that will just like somersault into a different problem. So, yeah, there's like no point in updating it. I do update it, but like, it's sketch, so like sometimes I'll try to finish a video before updating it. Like right now, it's wanted me to update for like a month. I haven't, because the final video was like I didn't want to, it was stressing me out if like I had to re-download the new version while there's still the other Wumbio video in production. So I don't do it. That could be why, but it's just not. I've used it long enough. There's like no fixing it. It's just like an addict that won't learn. It just repeats itself. So I don't even try to mess with it. But yeah, it's horrible. It crashes all the time. The UI is like impossible to find anything. Sometimes you just click shit, and then you're like, why did it do that? And how do I get back? And then it just like it won't, okay, Control Z for anyone who does like art, or I think Control Z is pretty well done. I don't think I have to explain that. Control Z is like an undo. The undo on this does not undo everything. It'll undo like a certain aspect of the video. So like, say I edited in two things of audio, and then I edited in like an effect. Say I want to undo that effect. Sometimes it won't undo the effect. Sometimes it'll just undo one of those two audios. So it just won't go linearly. Is that you got it. But yeah, sometimes it just won't do it in order. And and so that's really cool. Love that. What else does it do? It pisses me off a lot. It's a constant pain to use this software. The simplest of videos will lag. Like, okay, for reference, I thought Boof After Hours 2 was gonna be the biggest pain to edit, because Boof After Hours 1 was like the biggest pain and would constantly crash just because there was so much in it. There was so much just like editing in it, and like cuts and stuff. But and I was like, oh dude, this next one, it's like 3 hours long. It's gonna be hell. Somehow it wasn't. It was like, it kind of worked like really good. Like, it didn't crash or anything like at all. I think I maybe had like 2 flounders with it like at near the end, but like it was fine. Like, it worked very well. But then something like a podcast, like yesterday, just trying to add text to the final video in this like one part, or the final podcast, and it crashes on me, and it doesn't just crash, it does the full like and like it makes a horrible noise and like flashes your screen black, and I'm like, dude, it's 1 hour of just audio. It's nothing. This is nothing. This should be nothing to you. So like, it's very picky. It chooses what it wants to do. It doesn't always like me. But I can't wait to never touch it again. I'm really looking forward to, like, I got like maybe 2 more things to edit, and then I'm fully done with that shit. So yeah, There's no easy Wumbio video. I just wanted to preface that purely because of this editing software. Never bothered to change. Movie Maker would probably suffice. There's so much fat on the one I use. Like, it's just like the shittiest effects. Like, there's some stuff. Okay, there's this one called Old. I think it's literally just called Old. And I use that one a lot. Have you ever seen any like flickery old VHS or like 40s TV looking effect on any of the Wumbio stuff? It's probably because I used Old. And it's just called Old. And it's probably because I used that effect. But for every Old, there's like 20,000 like glitter and like stickers and like you know the meme of like the plain green screen or like the car that like crashes down. It's shit like that, like shit you would never actually use ever. It's just like horrible looking. And then they gatekeep everything good looking. Like they'll show you. They're so cheeky like this. They'll get you. They'll have like things blocked off for like you have to buy them as like a pack, and they'll look infinitely better. So they know. They give you the schlock, and then they leave out all the good looking stuff. So then you have to buy the schlock. Or you have to buy the good stuff. I've never bought the good stuff because I was like, no, you ain't getting my money. You're dumb. But and when I bought the software, I remember when you buy the software and you buy like the full, like, because I think you can do like a monthly or a yearly. I just bought it straight up. You can just buy the whole thing and you never have to repay. I did that and it came with a free pack, but you had to redeem it. You could pick what you wanted, and I never redeemed it, and I lost the code. And it, to this day, I'm like, I could have had a plethora of more to work with, but now I got glitter sparkle number 4, just staring at me in the eye, man. But yeah, that's the editing software I use. No one asked for that, but I thought I'd just tell you. Yeah, I'm glad to finally be done. It was, don't get me wrong, it's been the funnest thing ever making these videos. I'm gonna be like lost without it. I'm gonna be like even to the like I'm basically done with like as of this moment. I'm done with the final video. I'm finishing up the last 2 podcasts, but I'm like, I want to make more. But then I go to make more and I'm like, I don't want to make it. So it's just like an overfilled, I'm like the conductor, man. I got too many ideas, too little time to execute. And I want to make stuff, but I'm like, it's like, okay, I'm going to university. Other people are getting busier and busier. So it's just, it's time for it to end. It's everyone's going their other ways, It was very easy to make a Wumbio video when like everyone would be in a Discord call every day. There'd be like 8 people in Boof, right? Boof is dead. The server of Boof is like barren. No one goes in there anymore now. Rarely will you see a call going on. But so yeah, it's different now. Everyone's growing up, everyone's moving on. So I'm like, it's time for it to end. I really don't have much more in me for editing these videos. It takes up a lot of time. I talk about this in the final one, but I guess I'll just elaborate more on this. So this is like a little prequel, if you want to call it. Yeah, it's just like, okay, they're fun to make, but they're so exhausting and they take up way too much time. And I always am like there in the chair while it's crashing for me, just trying to put in like font changes, right? Of just like, I don't need to do this. Why am I doing this? I could be doing so many other things right now. But, what are those other things going to be? I could either like, okay, the things I would do other than like you can do anything really, the world is your oyster. You could do anything you want, but I'm not going to do that. The things I would do would be like play a video game, like go to the gym, or like play piano or something. Like 2 of those are maybe better right? But like a video, like, okay, the piano and the gym are like healthy hobbies. but but like a video game, that doesn't matter. That shit ain't gonna last. I can't play a game. I seriously can't. My attention span since day one of living has been too low. I cannot finish a video game. I have maybe finished like four single player games like ever. I'm trying to think of them right now. Let's look at my Steam, because we're here, guys. We're on a PC. So I can do that. I have finished Shovel Knight Dig. I have finished. No, I don't. Does Slime Rancher have an end? Not really. I have finished Starbound, that one a few times. I will say that. Minecraft, obviously. Everyone's finished that. I think that doesn't count. Night in the Woods, I played that. That was fun. I played that. I think Terraria has an ending. I think I did that like way young, like before Wumbio BW. That's like it. I'm looking right now. There's like nothing else. I've literally finished like, oh, and then I think some stuff on like, I think I finished like Mario Odyssey, or I'm thinking of like Switch stuff. I think I finished like Mario Odyssey or some shit. So like 5 things ever. So by this time in life, I'm just like, I don't think games are for me. I don't think they're for me. And it's like if I could have gone back in time and made like, instead of doing Wumbio, just play games and have fun, I don't think I would, because that doesn't last. And this like kind of taught me, like Wumbio taught me what I wanted to do in life. Like I want to do film. I originally wanted to do animation, and then I'm very glad I didn't go into that as my major, because that is like film is already a whole like catastrophe trying to get into that industry, but animation's like another thing completely. So doing Wumbio taught me I don't think I want to do animation. From doing like 17 animations all on my own, I don't think I want to do that. Then film, I definitely really want to do that. I understand some of the challenges now. I think even though it's just like Wumbio, I think I have learned some genuine like filmmaking skills, or at least like experience nonetheless from that, because like I think that is a lot of like a thing a lot of film students do, is like they make like films in their free time. And so I don't think that's a crazy thing that like I did that and I just happened to put it on YouTube and then make them primarily like animations. I don't think that's a completely unique thing to do. So I'm glad I did it, because I think that is how like every filmmaker starts. This could go nowhere in 10 years. This could be it for me. But, that's how a lot of people start. So I'm glad I did it. I think in the end, it's worth it. Way more than those other things. But, it did take up more time than I would have liked, I think. 6 years is kind of crazy. There's some stuff that I do regret that, like, Wumbio got in the way of. But for the most part, I'm happy with how it is. I'm happy with how it is ending now. I'm glad dude, we've had so many endings on this channel. The Wade Day was going to be the final animation. That was basically going to be the end of Wumbio. Then Cock Island was going to be the end, Cock Island Part 2. Then I got the idea for Wawan, and I really wanted to do that. Wawan was going to be the end. Then I was like, but what if I made a universe? And so I did that. Here we are now. I could have ended this in May with Boof Adventure Back, or May or April, whenever that was. But then I was like, but what if there's a final video for the whole channel? And it was just gonna be like a thanks guys, bye, something, some little heartfelt thing for like 5 seconds, and then a bye. But like that's nothing. So again, I shot too high, and I was just like, what if I made another big movie and it has animation in it and stop motion and live action and all the stuff that Wumbio is, and so that's what I did. And yeah, here we are. But this is the end. This is the official end. Wumbio is done after this. Bizzo Shack will continue, but I'm not involved in that. I bet everyone forgot about that. But yeah, Bizzo Shack is gonna release, like, okay, it's gonna be official, like officially started Bizzo Shack. There's not gonna be like a video on it yet unless they choose to make something by this time. But like as of the 30th of August, when the final video on Wumbio goes up, Bizzo Shack will have officially started. So you can look forward to that. But yeah, this is the end of Wumbio. It's been a good little ride. Speaking of ride, totally perfect transition there. Wumbio, imagine a Wumbio theme park. Can we take a moment and think about that? I think a Wumbio theme park would be rad as hell. Here's what I envision. All right, strap in, folks. Here's what I got. Okay. Wumbio World, that's the title. It's gotta be, right? WW, it works. Wumbio World. You enter, and you know, in like, okay, if you've ever been to Universal, they got the big Universal globe when you walk into like the City Walk or whatever. That, but it's big Wumbio head. All right, it's like a fountain, big Wumbio head rotating around. Instantly you're transported into a magical world of Wumbio filled fun. He greets you right at the entrance. Then you got your classic downtown. I don't know what that would be. Just a bunch of shops with Wumbio themed merch and candy and such. And then for rides, I think, okay, I thought about this more than once, and I just remembered. Hold on now, folks. I just remembered I actually have a Google Doc with all of this in it, that I just made for fun. It literally was just for fun. I was not gonna build a theme park, but I have it. So give me a moment, and I will find that. Oh, I saw it. Nope, that's not it. Shit, where'd it go? Maybe it's in my phone. Hold on. I think it might be there. Yes. Wumbio World Theme Park in my phone. There we are. Okay, here we go. These are the rides. Oh, I have titles for them and everything. Guys, when was this made? 2022. Damn. Okay. Guys, let's see what 2022 me came up with. Okay. First ride, Cock Island Adventure at Sea. There's no descriptions, but let's do that. We'll help my 2022 self out. Let's do that. Wumbio Cock Island Adventure at Sea. I imagine, obviously, big Cock Island in the middle. That's got to be like the center of the park, right? You know, that's your waypoint. You got a big Cock Island in the middle. I feel like around it would be like a river, of some kind, and then like that's where the shows can go on and stuff. You know, you can have like a river show, like the water one at Disneyland. And then the ride, maybe like Thunder Mountain, right? Like a big epic roller coaster. Or it could be a water ride, you know, you splash, like Splash Mountain, you got a big waterfall coming down the side of Cock Island. You splash down. I don't know, but what else we got? We got Wawand Whirlwind. That's fun. I don't know what that is, but maybe like a little teacup type thing. Then we got Senkai Galaxy's Leap. That sounds real, right? That would absolutely be a ride at Disneyland. Just replace Senkai with Star Wars, and that's a fucking Star Wars ride. Galaxy's Leap. I don't know what that would be, but it'd be cool as hell, because it's Senkai. We got Robert Battle for Denku. I do remember what this was going to be. This was not a ride. This was going to be... Okay, so you know how Disneyland and stuff has, like, those interactive shows where it's, like, Doctor Strange and he just talks... He just blabs for, like, half an hour and then he walks away and, like, takes a shit or something? It would be one of those. So it'd be, like, a guy dressed as Robert big like, hello, I'm gonna train you all as fellow like defenders of Denku. And so it's just like, okay, there was a Star Wars thing at Disneyland when I was a kid where you like trained to be a Jedi. They give you a lightsaber and you just, it's like a little show and you just have fun with it, right? I think it'd be exactly like that, just with samurai swords. And you know what? Let's give them real swords. Let's give kids real swords. See what goes down. This is a fun park. All right, this is a park with stories, with lore, with events, not planned events, but just shit happening. And how are we gonna do that? Giving kids real swords. That's how. So, Robert, Battle for Denku. Next one, Captain Wyoming's Aviator Flight. Dude, okay, this would absolutely be like soaring over California. I know what myself was thinking of. So it'd be race on a screen. He's like in his plane, right? You're flying around. I don't know if it'd be like a aerial battle. That'd be kind of cool. Like it starts off all smooth and nice, and then you get into like some heavy shit with, I don't know, who would be the villain? Who could race fight? I don't know, evil loop fucking rider or something. I don't know. That's it for rides, I guess. I think, okay, I'm gonna think of a few more. I think there would also be like a will ride, like a Pirates of the Caribbean, like river rapid, some type of thing like that. Because you got to go to Atlantis somehow. There's got to be an Atlantis part of the park, and I think that would be a Will ride. Would be that, and there's like an animatronic, and it's Will, and he's like, oh. It is me, hello, King of Atlantis. I think that'd be pretty cool. Food stations, guys, okay. Let's see what we got for the grubbin'. Denku Palace. Just have next to it Japanese food, of course. But yeah, that'd be sick. Does Disneyland have like Chinese food? They do. Never mind. That's a dumb question. They do. But that'd be good. I feel like I've never had. Maybe I don't want that. If I went to Disneyland, I don't know if I'd want like Chinese or Japanese food, and then to go on like fucking tilt-a-whirl shit. But I think that'd be good. I think some fine cuisine right there with Denku Palace, Wilson's Burgers. Oh, dude, like a little shack, like a little stand-up like portable booth. And like Wilson's in it, and he's cooking or like there's a guy cooking burgers, and out front's like a Wilson guy, like a guy in a Wilson suit. It's not just a guy dressed as Wilson; it's like a big fat like foam-headed Wilson, and he's just like, "Hello, get the burger." That would be sick. Ryder's Munchies, oh yeah. I just have next to it snack food, which makes sense, It's got some stoner munchie food. Billy Badger's Pizzeria. Oh, hell yeah. Deep cut right here. We got from Five Nights at Walland, we got Billy Badger, basically Freddy Fazbear. And then, yeah, a pizza place, because FNAF. FNAF.
Holy shit, it's Freddy Fazbear. FNAF.
Cadence Cafe. Oh, dude, a little like jazz, fucking like little dimly lit, like for the adults, Oh, that'd be sick. That would be so sick. Island treats. That's fun. Island treats. Let's think of some island treats. I feel like a kebab. You gotta have a kebab. You gotta have like a margarita. You gotta have some like tropical ass like shit. You gotta have all the fun stuff. Oh, and we got shows here too. Dude, I'm having so much fun with this. I completely forgot I did all this. We got shows. I have shows down as a thing here. Okay, first one, Will's Atlantis Adventure. There we go. I don't know what that would be. I feel like I'd scrap that one for a ride. Honestly, if I had to choose between a Will ride or a Will show. No, you know what? It'd be like Waterworld. It would be like Waterworld at Universal. If you don't know what that is, because like I don't think anyone goes to that anymore at that Universal. It's still there, but it's just people. It's just a stunt show, people blowing themselves up, and it's kind of sick. But I haven't been to that in a while. I don't know if it's still there, but I think that'd be Will's Atlantis Adventure. Like just a water stunt show would be cool. Wumbio's Magic School. I think this would be for the kiddies. It'd be like, now look at that and put out your hand, and then some guy like behind the curtain would press a thing and it'd like spin up with some little effect, and you'd be like, you are now a Wumblet. So like, I think that'd be cool. Oh, here we go. Robert's Kung Fu School. I think there's some clashing cultures there, but yeah, there we have it. A Robert show. The Wawian 4 live. Dude, that'd be sick. A little concert area with the Wawi. It could be in like one of the adult like bars or whatever. You can have the Wawian 4 singing their little ditties. That would be dude, if I ever get like an insane amount of money, you know what I'm doing. Wilson meet and greet. There we go. You gotta, it's him. It's the Wilson. Captain Wyoming meet and greet. I think that'd be fun. And then we got lands as the final thing here. We have the lands. Okay. Cock Island. There we go, obviously. Atlantis. There we go. I know myself so well. And then we got Wawan. Dude, a Wawan land would be sick. I would love that to death. It would be, dude, at night, all the, like, there'd be, like, lights everywhere, and, like, dude, you can have, at night, the song that plays when the lights go down, in Wawand, in the Wawan 4 sing that, you could have that song play every night when the lights, like, when it's nighttime. Dude. Dude, yeah, it'd be like the Cars land ride, or the land where when the lights go down, it would be like it plays the Shaboom song, I think. And yeah, it'd be like that. Next off we got Denku. That'd be sick. Very immersive little world there. And then we got New Wyoming. Dude, I don't know about that one. New Wyoming would be dirt. It would just be dirt and like, cause what's in New Wyoming in the Wumbio universe? Let's think. I mean, okay, there's the school. There's like, you could put a barn. I don't know. There is like a city, but like it's just a city. I don't know about that one. I would maybe boot that one out for Atlantis. New Wyoming. Maybe New Wyoming's like, remember the Bugs Land at Disneyland? That little like goober shit? I think New Wyoming could be that. Just like a small little patch of something. You can, okay, I got it. It's dirt, right? But we're gonna make dirt fun. It's kinetic sand, and it's for the kiddies. And and you know what? You can have like a little guy. Okay, you know those water stream things that like theme parks and stuff have, where kids run through the little water streams that spout up? It's Wyoming. You can have Yellowstone. You can have the geysers. You can literally put that. Okay, see, we got it. We got this. Locked in. All right. And that is the Wumbio theme park. Wumbio World. Coming never. Dude. Imagine. Man, it is cold as shit in my house right now. I got this jacket on, this like hoodie that looks like a homeless person wore it, but it's really comfy. I would never wear it out in public, but it's soft as hell. Yeah. I'm trying to think of more. Guys, I'm moving out soon. I'm moving into an apartment with a roommate at my university. I'm pretty excited. I got all my stuff. I got everything I need. I got my parking pass. Oh, dude, the shit I had to go through to get that. But I got that. I got housing. I got my own room, dude. Oh, dude, if I had a roommate, man, I don't think I'd go to school. I could not do that shit. If I had okay, I do have a roommate, but if I had a roommate in the same room, that'd be hell on earth. I could not do that. That's just like insane. I got too much secret shit. No. I can't like, even just normal stuff. Like, okay, here's a good reference. Like, I don't pull at the gym when I listen to music. I change songs like so quick like so quick, and I don't use the phone. I just use my headphones because I don't want people to see what I'm listening to. Like there's that mode on your phone where you can like full screen the Spotify and it like looks kind of cool on your home screen. I don't do that because I don't want the album cover to pop up and it's like big and everyone knows what I'm listening to. I don't even listen to I listen to good shit. I'll say it. I listen to the classics. I listen to everything good. I new and old. I think I got good taste. So, and like everyone in my gym is like over 40, so like they would think the same. However, I don't know. I can't get over it. I just don't want people knowing like anything about me. So, yeah, if I had a roommate, I would just be so self-conscious about like everything I'm doing, just like how I'm even sitting in the room while they're also sitting in there. Like I could not do that. But thank God I have my own room. I had something else to say about moving out. I was going to talk about something else. I don't remember now. I got distracted with roommate stuff. Guys, I got to learn how to cook. I don't really know how to cook anything. I got to kind of pick that up really quick here. I got like a month till I leave. I got to know how to make some shit. Yeah, there's going to be, dude, a lot of changes going on with everyone. We got Nick and Robert just moved out. I'm moving out. Will's gonna be a cop or something. Jerry's working at Candyland. Who am I missing? Tim. I don't know what that guy's doing, but he's there. But yeah, moving up in the world, man. A whole chapter awaits. What if it just like sucks? What if like, okay, my apartment does have bugs, I've been told. Ants specifically. Like there's an ant I can't say anything today. There's an ant problem and so you got to put food away like tight and like you just can't you can't have cereal in the cereal box. You got to put the cereal like in a plastic, those like plastic to go things that like are made for cereal, those big tall ones. So like there's bugs. Campus seems cool, seems lively. The community college I went to had like 4 people there ever, and like 3 of them were like old or like had Down syndrome, so like no one to talk to really. But yeah, a lot more lively. And I've just seen it during the summer, there's just people there taking summer courses, but that's it. But yeah, man, fall's gonna be nuts people wise. I've been told it's a party school. We'll see how true that is. I'm not a big party guy. I've been to parties. I don't know, man. I've been there with friends too, and I've had a bad time. And so I'm like I'm hoping to go to parties just by myself, but also like I didn't have fun with friends at parties, so I doubt I'm gonna have fun like alone at parties. But we'll see. Like, okay, the only memory I have from a party, here's the last party I went to ever. It was like senior year. No, it wasn't. It was something. It was senior year, but it wasn't prom. I was about to say prom. It wasn't prom. But I went to the party. We knew. Okay, our friend knew the guy who owned the house, or knew they had a what's it called, like a door guy, a jumper. What the fuck is that called? the guy, that bouncer, not a jumper. Close enough. Anyways, he knew the bouncer of this like 17-year-old's house, right? And the bouncer guy's like, oh, it's $15 to get in, or if you have alcohol, that can pay too. And we're like, okay. And we go into the party. The guy, normally we would have had to pay for each of us, but since he knew the guy, we all just got in under him, under like I think like $15 or $30 we had to pay for just like a group of like 8 or something. So a good deal for this dumb shit, but a good deal nonetheless. We go in, hot as hell. There's like no airflow. Obviously, there's people everywhere. I do a lap. I walk to the kitchen. there's just people passed out like in the kitchen floor. The only like two fun things was like Caden I think played piano and everyone was like into that for a bit, and then he hung on the ceiling in the guy's garage while they played like music, and like that felt like a party. Everything else just felt like people in just cliques all under the same roof, and I was just like, this ain't fun. There's nothing happening. Like there's just talking, which I guess is a party, but I don't know. I wanted to see some Project X shit go down, and I wanted to see someone flip a table or a fight or like, I don't know, man. I was hoping for more, but I don't know. It's maybe that was just a bad party. Oh, also it ended with the cop. Okay, this was kind of cool. It ended with the cops coming, but not in a fun way. They just came and we like heard, and we were like, oh, let's leave. We just walked out. They weren't even like there yet. We just heard that they were like on their way. We walk out. We get in our car. We do see them pull up. Everyone comes out. We like grabbed two friends of our friend who we like never had talked to. We gave them a ride to like McDonald's or something. And then that was it. So like also that was all in the span of like 20 minutes. So we paid $30 as a group or whatever, or my friend paid $30 for a 20-minute party that then got shut down, where like maybe two things fun happen. So yeah, that's my experience with parties. I don't know. They seem fun. I just gotta go to a right one, I think. I think that one was lame. It's run by children, and yeah, I mean, I was a child then too, but like, I mean, like, I'm sure a college one is a little better, a little more fleshed out, and hopefully they don't have a bouncer charging you $15 just to drink like old bottles of vodka. So yeah, that's parties for me. But I'm hoping to go to some. I want to watch this in like 3 months and just see how much came to fruition and how much didn't, like how much stuff I did like I'm thinking I'm going to do at university, and then how much I really did, because like I'm hoping to go to parties. I want to join a club maybe, just meet people. That's the big goal. I am not going for a major in film. Like having the paper that says that really gets you nothing. I'm really going for, experience to like learn about the job, and then also just meet people and stuff like that. So I'm really not going for the piece of paper, but I'm gonna get it nonetheless probably. But yeah, exciting stuff. We'll see how life is there. Hopefully it's good. I'm very glad I only have to share a bathroom with one person. I thought originally I had a dorm room where I was gonna have to share it with like 15 people, and I was like, I'm never gonna poop again. It's not gonna happen. But now it's only one person, which is not that bad. I hope he poops at like midnight or something, like sometime I don't poop. And I hope I take long showers. I'm not doing anything in there. Everyone thinks I'm doing something. I'm not doing something. I live with other people, so I'm not doing something in the shower, but I take long showers. I just zone out really hard. And so I hope I can continue that. I hope I can continue to zone out and take like a 30-minute shower without my roommate being like, can I get in there now? So yeah, hopefully that's my one worry, is like, okay, I gotta be a little bit like, what's the word, like presentable more than I would be like around my own house. I gotta be a little more like careful, and then I gotta figure out when to poop and when to take a shower. Those are my two worries, because like neither of those sound awesome to deal with, but very tolerable. Again, I'm just glad I have my own damn bed. That is crazy that some people have like a bunk bed and they have to like share a closet, and like that's with like 3 people. That's insane shit. Love America. Anyways, guys, thank you for joining me on this podcast. It was a little different, a little silly. But yeah, I thought, let's do it. Shit. Thank you for joining me. The final podcast will be coming up shortly after you're seeing this one, so be on the lookout for that. It's pretty cool. Got a lot of people in that one. Definitely more than just me in that one. That sounded sarcastic. It's not. There's people in that one. But yeah. Thank you for listening. Have a good day. Get some grub, get some sleep, have some fun, and rub it out. The end.
Again to blow a bubble.